If you're watching this, you've probably heard about DSCR loans, but you're not totally sure where you fit. Some investors aren't using DSCR at all. Some are just getting started, and some are quietly building real portfolios with it. This video is about helping you understand where you are and what's actually possible from there. Because DSCR isn't about being ahead or behind, it's about using the right tool at the right time. Most investors don't avoid DSCR loans because they're doing something wrong. They avoid them because no one ever really explained how they work or when they actually make sense. Most people were taught one playbook: income, taxes, personal qualification. DSCR is a different playbook. And if you've never been shown that playbook, hesitation is completely normal. DSCR doesn't replace what you already know. It expands what's possible when growth becomes the goal. Let me give you a real example, because this happens more often than people realize. I worked with a client who had an excellent real estate portfolio. 6 properties, all performing, all on his personal credit. Every loan was with the same credit union. Clean history, never missed a payment. From the outside, this looked like success, and honestly, it was success. Then, he decided to buy his next primary residence, a dream home in Austin, Texas. Not an investment, a place for his life. When he submitted his loan documentation, the bank came back with a hard no. Not because the deal was bad, not because he was reckless, but because his exposure and debt-to-income ratio were now too high on paper. That's when reality hit. He had done everything the traditional system told him to do, and the system couldn't see past his balance sheet. That's when he found me. He wasn't looking for a shortcut. He wasn't trying to game anything. He was trying to understand what options existed that he'd never been shown before. That's when he started researching DSCR loans. This investor didn't fail. He simply outgrew the personal income model without realizing it. And this is where DSCR becomes less about loans and more about separating your investing success from your personal life. Now let me share another example, and this one looks very different. This was a first-time real estate investor, very first time, no experience, no portfolio. Just someone who knew they wanted to get into investing and didn't want to wait 10 years to figure it out. They found a condo that on paper made a lot of sense. It was located right next to a hospital. The unit didn't have a long-term lease in place, and that made them nervous at first. But here's what it did have: a proven history of short-term rentals, typically 2 to 3 months at a time, rented to traveling nurses. This wasn't speculation. There was real rental history, consistent demand, and a location that supported it. On paper, the numbers worked. The challenge wasn't the deal, it was confidence. As a first-time investor, they were asking all the normal questions. Is this allowed? Will a lender even look at this? Am I missing something because I'm new? What DSCR allowed us to do was shift the conversation away from their lack of experience and toward the strength of the asset itself. The focus wasn't on who they were, it was on whether the property could support itself. This investor didn't come in trying to scale fast. They came in trying to make one defensible decision. Now let me share a story from the other end of the spectrum. This investor has been in real estate for over 20 years, more than 25 doors, experienced, disciplined. She actually found us online through one of our blogs. She referred her daughter to us, who already had 11 doors of her own. Between the two of them, more than 30 doors combined, neither had ever used a DSCR loan. We ended up doing 3 successful DSCR loans for her daughter. Smooth, clean, no drama. After seeing that process, the mom reached back out to me. She said, okay, now I want to do my first DSCR loan. This was for a property in Wisconsin. She lives in Florida. She bought the property sight unseen, but she knew the numbers. She researched the area. She reviewed the existing lease agreements and worked them to raise rents responsibly. This wasn't luck. This was experience applied through a new tool. After closing, She said something that really stuck with me. She said, "I can't believe how straightforward this was. 20 years in real estate, and she had just discovered a different way to expand. Now she's quietly growing the DSCR side of her portfolio, intentionally, calmly, without disrupting the rest of her life." Across all three stories, the pattern is simple. DSCR does not reward being early, it rewards being intentional. It doesn't replace what you know, it gives you another way to apply it. I'm curious, where do you see yourself right now? Not using a DSCR yet, just getting started, or actively scaling? Drop it in the comments. I read them and it helps me know what people actually want help with.